Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. So we have a road repair job to do today, and also we're going to be towing, obviously, with this, my 17 F550 with the 6.7 Powerstroke with the Derringer tuner installed inside of it. The last video I posted on the tuner was this truck and this trailer towing up in New Brunswick, but that was my initial first tow, and I haven't had a chance to tow it since. So we're gonna tow it today to see what I think. A lot of guys have been saying, hey, you know what? I think I might want to get one of those. Well, so far, my one experience, I liked it, and my operator also told me that he found that it was able to hold its gear longer, pulled better going up the hills, and also starting getting off the line is when he noticed it was better. On that one trip I did, I got better fuel mileage than what I've got the entire time. So was it a fluke? Was it a one-off? I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. So here's what we have. We have the Kubota KX080-4. The trailer, the chains, you know, everything. We're over a little over 20,000 pounds on the deck back here. We're probably at about 21, 22. The trailer is 8,800 pounds, so we're 31,000 pounds what we're towing behind this truck. And yeah, she is a load. The truck does really well. The truck has it's getting up there now. It's been driven a lot in the last couple of years. It's got 61,374 kilometers, and basically all of those have been while towing this combination. I travel all over the Maritimes, and I do vegetation management mainly to cell tower sites in remote areas. She's been worked. She has been worked. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, it's basically all hills. But I guess we don't have hills in Nova Scotia. They only have hills in Washington and other places like that. Inside joke. Anyway, so of course I gotta fill out my logbook. I already did my walk around. My walk around's good. All lights are working, brakes are working, everything's good that way. So I'll fill out my logbook. The best thing about this whole thing, we're gonna get on the road and see how this thing does again. See if I find it as impressive as I did last time. Check this out, guys. It never ever fails. The gas station is basically completely empty. There's one other vehicle, and it's right over there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pumps. 7 pumps that are open. 6 pumps that are open. And she picks the one with the diesel. Alright, we're getting ready to pull on the highway here. Let's see how this thing does once again. So there she is. I actually have the suction cup mount now, and it is in level 5 right now. So in level 5 we should be looking at an additional, 50 horsepower and 100 foot-pounds of torque. So let's see how we do. For now, I'm gonna put it in the Derringer screen just right now so I can sort of see the power being added. And I'm gonna take it out of that and put it into my 8-parameter screen that I have set up. It has basically everything you'd want to see. Alright, so here we go. And I am going to set my cruise control. I always do that for the purpose of these videos because I want to let the truck do its thing. I want to let the truck decide, what it wants to do. I'm gonna set the cruise at right around 104 kilometers per hour, so like 62, 63 miles per hour. And we'll just see how this thing does. I have not driven this truck since I made those videos. I've been stuck to home, basically raising my little boy. All right, so here, right off the get-go, we have a tiny little straightaway, and then we're gonna be going down a hill, and then of course, right back up another one. So well, you can see right now, there's a little bit of power being added through the Derringer to the truck. There's our boost, there's our engine oil temp, and there's our transmission temps. Everyone always harps on the Fords for their transmission temps, but that's how they work. That's sort of where the probe is located. The probe is located in a different position, so it does read higher, but that's just how it goes. Find me problems with the Ford transmissions right now. You can't. You won't. There's nothing wrong with them. That's how they work. So we're going downhill right now. obviously no power being added. The truck is holding itself back pretty good. We're in 6th gear. If I was driving myself, I would have been giving, you know, myself some more speed coming down this hill, knowing that there's another hill coming. And that way it would have helped me give some momentum heading up the hill here. But, all right, so now we are into the hill, and you can see the power being added from the Derringer to the truck. Drop down to 5th gear. I think 5th gear is going to hold it just fine. Yeah, 5th gear is going to do it. Picking speed back up here now. Back up to 6. Cruising along. I definitely do feel from, you know, experience in the past that the truck possibly may have dropped down to 4th. It would have definitely lost more speed. There's no doubt about that. It does work. It absolutely works. Like I said, my operator, he noticed it like instantly, the difference. The day that I hauled with it, I noticed it, and I noticed better fuel mileage right from the get-go. This trip that we're on here today, it's basically, for the first bit anyway, it's all up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So we'll just keep traveling along here a little while. I'll keep checking in with you guys when we hit some decent hills, and get to that job site, get that road prepared. All right, so we got some construction, and right after the construction is the 2nd worst hill on this trip. So I'm gonna be going through there very slowly and then trying to get to the top of that hill. So she's gonna be crawling up that hill, that's for sure. I'm not gonna push the truck too hard, but she's going to be crawling. So here we are so far. This is our trip so far, 33.7, 38.5. Again, that's a bit better than what I've been seeing on a regular basis from this truck. On a regular basis from this truck. All right, so what do we got here? What do we got for temperatures across the board? Let's do this. All right, so here we go. We got our EGTs are at 455 right now. Of course, we're not pulling. ECT is at 194. Engine oil temp 205. Trans temp 212. And our mad percent is at 96.5 right now. That's just a touch of what you can monitor in this thing. This thing's incredible with the amount of parameters that you can keep an eye on is just unbelievable. Right, now we are finally moving. Man, just lost about 20 minutes or more there. All right, so get ready to crawl up this hill. You know, here we are, we're doing 40 kilometers an hour. And then we got this friggin' big hill coming up right after this. Definitely get the 4-ways ready. I'm gonna get stuck behind this friggin' dump truck. Yep. Great. I'm not gonna pull out and cut people off that are actually trying to get up to speed. There's a break in the traffic now. I'm slow, but he's slower. That's for sure. I did just put my foot to the floor, and we're cruising at 60 kilometers an hour, and it was at 3,200, and now it's climbing up to 2,500. I don't think it ever got close to 35 or 4, and that's climbing up a hill. But apparently these Powerstrokes do that. That's not as bad as what I thought that was going to do, to be honest with you. That did pretty good. The Derringer definitely helped there. That's like basically starting at a stop on a hill with this kind of load behind you. All right, we're up. We're ready to go. So I've had a pretty good stretch of, you know, sort of flat ground, some small grades up and down, and yeah, I can definitely tell that the Derringer is making a difference. It's certainly able to hold 6th gear and get up the hill much more than what it used to without the Derringer. It would have definitely shifted down to 5th a lot more compared to what it does right now. We got a little bit of a grade here. I'm definitely going to predict that it's going to shift down to 5th on this grade. Yeah, it's definitely going to drop down. So there's 5th. So there is the numbers right now. We're at 835 on the EGTs, 840. Even pulling up that steep hill, it didn't get anywhere near a danger zone. Back up to 6, we're still not up the hill yet, and it's just pulling. Like it is doing a much better job than what it did without this thing. So right now, like I said, it is in level 5. There's basically power being pushed through the thing with this load behind this truck, you know, pretty much all the time, unless you're going down a hill. So it is cool that you can monitor that as well. Yeah, so it's gonna hold 6th gear the rest of the way up this hill here. We're pretty much at the top right now. So yeah, the verdict is in, guys. It definitely does make a difference. Absolutely. Is it the same as deleting your truck and throwing, you know, 100 horsepower at it? No, it's not. As soon as you delete your truck and you put an exhaust on it, you're going to get more power and better results. Absolutely. But you know, this is a commercial truck. I need to say emissions compliant, and this is great. This is exactly what I was looking for. It does make a huge difference, and the fuel mileage is better. I did lose some mileage because it's sitting there idling all that time, but right now there's my mileage, and yeah, you know what, that's not good, but that's better than what I was getting before. Alright guys, time to pretty much pack up for the day. Other than doing the absolute worst thing as far as operating a machine is, look at these friggin' tracks. Oh, so I gotta clean the machine off because I'm not sure what the weather's gonna be like, and so it might freeze on there. She's doing a regen right now, so I gotta let her run. But I'll show you what I got going on, and I do need to apologize, but I thought I had it on record when actually it was on photo. So I missed, I took about 10 minutes of footage I was gonna pick through, but you know, basically what I did, basically what was going on here, this road was actually in a video about a month ago or so. I did a video with my FJ and said morning quotes or whatever. That was this road. So what was going on, there was, the center was high, the shoulders were high, and there's 2 big ruts down the road. So when this rained, it was following the ruts all the way down the road, down to the Department of Highways road that connects or is perpendicular to this one. So I dropped the blade in the center on both sides, brought the gravel in, then back drug that, and then I dropped the blade on an angle and I crowned this all off. So now the center is the highest and it slopes off towards both sides. There was no ditch here at all, so I just popped a quick ditch in. And anyway, yeah, so it's not, you know, a beautiful looking job, but it wasn't supposed to be. They didn't want to bring any material in, because I mean I could have just hauled material in and put a nice crown on it and made her look nice, but it's just a cell tower access road. They're gonna have no issues getting in here whatsoever. The big thing was just to get the water to slope off to the ditches so that it didn't run down the road and then run onto the DOT road. There was a couple culverts that were completely plugged off that I did uncover, and there's a bit of water flowing through them right now. But yeah, that's basically it. I just used the blade, graded it, popped a little ditch in, cleaned out the culverts. The main area of concern was right around this turn, because even before, the water starting up top of the hill wouldn't really do a whole lot. But I did put a couple breakwaters in, get the water to slope off. I did 2 or 3 on this side coming down here, but this was the main area of concern, was this section. So the water was just running right straight down the 2 ruts in the road and going right to where we didn't want it to go. So you can see now, here's one of the culverts that was completely plugged off. She's just starting to flow through there right now. A little trickle coming out of her. So you can see here on both sides, it's a nice crown. Slope off, slope off, slope off. So shouldn't have much water coming down the center of the road here anymore. And like I said, I did pop a few spots in for the water to run off to the sides. I did 3 or 4 of those, both sides coming down here. But yeah, I shouldn't have any issues now, that's for sure. But that's it. She was a pretty long stretch, so it did take a little bit of time, but not bad. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you liked it. So in this video today, it basically confirmed to me what I had, you know, felt the first time, is that it is making a big difference having that Derringer on there. I really do. The fuel mileage would have been even better if it wasn't for all that idling time. There was a couple stops there at construction, but definitely helps pull and definitely makes it easier on fuel. There's no way around it. So, you know, it's been on this truck towing. It has not been on my other Powerstrokes, you know, because this is detuned. So it has not been on my, you know, my 350 or my 250 that are, you know, cranked up. So with that said, I'm actually leaving this weekend to head to Winnipeg with a 8,000 or 9,000 pound, very high side, very wide trailer that I'm transporting from Nova Scotia to Manitoba. And I'm taking the 350. So a couple things I'm going to do to it before I go is I'm going to put a set of timbrins in it. So there's going to be timbrins installed in the 350 just to get a little more stability in the back. And also I do plan on taking the Derringer and the iDash out of this truck and putting it into that truck for the trip. So I do want to see how it does with the Derringer in that truck. Also getting brand new tires put on that truck tomorrow, and a lot of things I have to get ready before I take off. So stay tuned for that. But there's gonna be some good footage, I would say, along the way. It's you know, getting close to December, traveling from Nova Scotia to Manitoba and back. I'm gonna run into some weather, run into some probably interesting things along the way. So stay tuned for those videos. But for now, that's it. Take care, stay safe. See you next time. Bye.